This is Edith. How you doing? I'm sitting in front of my fireplace today. It is snowing again. Seems like we're getting a I don't want to say snowstorm, but snow once a week. By the time the snow is gone, the next snow is coming, which is actually good. I'm really glad because we had so much dryness in Colorado so far, and I'm kind of glad, really glad that we're having weekly snow, and that is going to be good, for the whole of the United States, so we can get ourselves out of a drought. Today, I want to address, unfortunately, some sad thing, and that is that Dr. Michael Heiser died. He was struggling with cancer for a long time. At least that's what I'm hearing. I've been hearing that for a while now. And yeah, he finally died. I believe yesterday, day before yesterday, maybe on the 20th. He was an excellent scholar. And I didn't follow him regularly, but I have listened to his studies, his research. He's a Bible. He's really a Bible scholar. He's a professor, and of course, a Bible scholar has done so many in-depth studies. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with him on everything, okay? But just recently, I looked at one of his in-depth studies about the Garden of Eden and the snake, well, which he says, of course, it's a serpent, and it's really not the serpent. It's, of course, Satan. He makes it look like people really think, and maybe they do, that, this serpent is really an animal. But I don't know. I would think that most people, you don't have to be a scholar to actually know that this serpent was really Satan. I thought we know that. I thought everybody knew that it was a serpent. But, that it was a fallen angel, Lucifer, or Satan. But he did a very great study, in-depth study about it. I will put a link on the bottom. I have it on my Great Deceptions of the End Times Facebook group. But then I went into the next one. I think it was a documentary about his book, The Unseen Realm. And I'm actually listening to it right now. And that's why I want to really make this short video to really let you know, these studies that Dr. Heiser did. He did other studies like really on the question of the role of women in the church, and he did some really interesting stories. I think I even mentioned him at one time. The reason why women should have long hair and men short hair. He did a great study on that one if you ever come across it. I mentioned it at that time. But his study about really the serpent was excellent. And then this study about the unseen realm, and then he kind of did a study about angels following this. So there's a lot of really great research. And again, okay, I am not totally following this guy. I watched him once in a while because of his great research. Like I have said so many times, you're going to have to, even like people like Dr. Michael Heiser, who are great scholars, you're still going to have to check their studies with the Bible. And with this unseen realms, he is, of course, quoting Bible. And people, I am using the Holy Spirit to evaluate what he is saying. And so far, I totally agree with what he researched. He did a great research on unseen realms. And he talks about really the beginning. God's sons, right? The angels that are on the council of God, that were there before humankind was made. And then, of course, he goes into the rebellion of Lucifer and how he did not like the fact that God created humankind to have fellowship with them, better fellowship than with the angels, because they were supposed to become the bride of Christ, okay, which I have been talking about. And Satan and these fallen angels did not like it, and that's when the first rebellion occurred. And then he's talking about the second rebellion, which of course is when these fallen angels, these rebellious angels, came down and had offspring, I'm going to call it offspring, with the women, and produced these Elohim, these Nephilims, these giants, right, that then turned into the demons. And he explained that very well, much better than I ever can do it, because he went into great detail. And then, of course, the third rebellion is when the people in this world, try to gang together and build a tower to heaven and again take over God. Okay? Really start a rebellion against God and you take over heaven. And of course, the fallen angels, I'm sure, were behind it. It was not something that Nimrod came up, with, but of course they were led to believe that. And again, the result of that. Also, he talks about how this world is divided up, and this world is really in the hands of angels, really fallen angels. Because we hear in the Bible, about the prince, of this world, and there's more princes, of this world. Satan is the prince of this world. God gave him this world because we lost it. It was our world, but we lost it because of our rebellion. And so now we're in the hands of Satan, and Satan is the ruler of this world. And he is really putting in his rulers all over the world. Not just Russia or China, but of course, including the United States. And I am saying that all the time. This is actually what I'm focusing on. But what he has researched in this, it's a book actually, but they made it in a documentary, is really, I think, excellent information that we can use to understand what is going on today. Because we are going into the final battle, which is happening during the wrath of God. We are going into this final battle, where this system, this world system, is being destroyed, where Satan finally is defeated and thrown into the abyss, and he is tied up for 1,000 years. Not just Satan, but all of his fallen angels that are now working with him. They're all going to be tied and thrown into, you want to say, jail, right? They're not going to be thrown in the lake of fire right away. Only the system is. And then after 1,000 years, he's becoming loose again. And he is again deceiving humankind. And that's when we have this last battle of Gog and Magog. Not before. not during the wrath of God. It's at the end. It's at the end of the 1,000-year reign of the millennium. But again, if you want to learn more and really in-depth research, biblical study, watch these 2 videos that I'm going to put on the bottom in the description box. They're excellent. They're very excellent. Like I said, I also have them on my Facebook group. If you are on my Facebook group, Great Deceptions of the End Times. I think this guy was, I don't know very much about him because I don't follow him. I only followed some of the things, some of the information. So I don't know, what he thought about end times. If he was really caught in this dispensationalism, I have no idea. So you have to be really careful. Doing scholarly work, okay? Research and scholarly work does not mean that somebody really has the Holy Spirit. And I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying that it's not necessary. I say that so many times. There's a difference between the Holy Spirit guiding somebody and somebody doing their own research, and that is very possible. All scholars that study at a university do research, and they go by the scientific method, and they try to prove things, but really you don't need the Holy Spirit for that. But if you don't have the Holy Spirit, you can actually go, astray. You can be deceived. So please be careful when you watch his things, and always, 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 always check everything with the Bible. Everything. Okay? Like I said, so far, in this video, I'm 30 minutes in. Half through the video. The other one with the serpent one that I watched. There was actually 2 videos. Was really, really good. I really agreed with him on that. He did show clear Bible verses to back up his claims, which that's what we need to do, is, use Bible verses to back up our claim. Anyways, just a short video. Again, as usual, let the Holy Spirit always guide you. Okay? Alrighty.